and it is known that the grave and the mountain of Prophet Shu'aib is in Yemen. This establishes that Madian is located in Yemen, not in Saudi or northern Hijaz, as it is thought to be in some history books. Madian also has the Mosque of Prophet Shu'aib, which is located in the middle of Oslat al-Manar, on the line connecting Sa'na in the provinces of Ab and Taz in Yemen. The language in which Moses used to communicate with the people of Madian further strengthens the argument that Madian is located in Yemen. The Quran describes how Moses was able to speak at length with the people of Madian without a translator. Refer to the conversation as cited in the Quran. As soon as Moses reached the well in Madian, exhausted from his journey, he was taken by a scene. At this well, men were gathering, and all their focus was on giving water to their sheep and cattle. 2 girls were standing modestly on the side, unable to compete with the men to get water for their sheep, to the end of the verse. This dialogue shows that the people in northern Sudan, the place that Moses used to live in under the rule of the Pharaoh, and the people in Madian, the place that Moses escaped to, spoke the same language. The language they spoke is the southern Arabian language that is known to linguists as the Himyarian language. If anything, this explains why Moses fled from northern Sudan to Madian or Yemen, a place which shared a common language. Now we agree that Moses was born and raised at the southern part of Misr and spoke the language of its people, the same language the Pharaoh and Israelites spoke. The Quran says, "And we never sent a messenger except by the tongue of his people." If we dig deeper into the origins of the Israelites in Misr, we ought to read the story of Joseph, the son of the prophet Jacob and the father of the Israelites. It is clearly stated in the Quran that the man who bought him from Misr paid in the dirham, the currency used by the people in this part of Misr. Knowing which region in Misr at the time dealt in dirhams will also lead us to figure out where Joseph was sold and whether the caravan entered Misr from the north towards Sinai, coming from the Sham, or it entered Misr from the south towards Abyssinia, coming from the southern Arabian Peninsula. The region that used the dirham at that time was the southern area of the Arabian Peninsula referred to now as Yemen. This implies that Joseph entered Misr from the southern Arabian Peninsula coming from Yemen, which shows that Israelites are originally Arab Bedouins from the southern Arabian Peninsula. It is worth noting here that the dirham was also used in Abyssinia all the way up to northern Sudan. A shared common currency strengthened the trade between these places. The strong commercial ties were also attributed to the use of the same language. Simply put, one language, one currency. Furthermore, when early Muslims emigrated to Abyssinia, escaping the oppression of Quraysh, they met al-Najashi, the ruler of Abyssinia. Key question here is, how did al-Nagashi and the priests understand the language of the Quran when they were speaking Abyssinian while Ja'far was speaking the northern Arabian language? This proves to you that the language of Abyssinia at that time was the same language being used in the southern Arabian Peninsula, Yemen, and that the northern and southern Arabian languages share the same origins, and that, as mentioned earlier, the people who speak both languages can understand one another. The southern Arabian language is the oldest and first language for humans to know, and it is the origin of all other languages.